Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whenever you're watching this. Welcome to another edition of Money Monday. Now, listen, so I'm bringing to you your favorite topic, which is money. And today I have something special for you guys. And I just want to welcome you to another edition of Money Monday. And this is a show where all road leads to the money, the Benjamin, the plata, the dinero, whatever you want to call it. This is what we'll be discussing today. And today I have really something super special for you guys. I will be bringing you 10 hacks that you'll be able to do in order to keep more money in your pocket right now. So, no matter what the situations that you're currently going through, as we all know, we're facing a challenging times in our world right now, and we all might be wondering where can we get that extra cash, or what can we do to have a little extra. So, I went to do some homework, some digging, just to bring you guys some of the things that you can do to actually maximize on what you currently have, or just to be able to keep some extra cash in your pocket. So let's get right into it, guys. All right. So today, really, what I want to share with you guys is some of the things that you'll be able to do right away to keep some money in your pocket. All right. So basically, the topic is going to be top 10 money hacks that you can do now. Proof that money hacks you can do now to keep more in your pocket is exactly what you're looking for. All right. So, warning. Even though I'm a licensed realtor, I am not acting in that capacity right now. So, I am not a licensed attorney, accountant, financial advisor, broker, or any other licensed individual. Even though I have a real estate license, I'm not acting in that capacity. Therefore, I will not discuss or provide any specific counsel, advice, or instruction that would apply to a specific individual. This is a presentation intended to be general information only. Now, credit for purpose recommends that you engage the services of professional in order to make decisions that has to do with financial and also legal impact, especially financial decisions. Now, I know we don't like to talk about, tithing when it comes to money, and this is not a faith conversation. This is just some of the things that we can do to be able to maximize on our income and keeping the most in our pocket. And really, I really want to start it out with tithing, because you see, the first 10% of your income belongs to the one that blessed you with the job. Now, if you ask enough wealthy people, you'll see they have a giving pledge. For example, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Bezos, and so on. Now, this is not a lesson where I'm going to teach you about the Bible or anything like that. This is me basically coming to you guys and let you know that if you want to get more of what you want, you have to be willing to give it away. Because really, if you're not willing to give and you just want to take, guess what? Takers will never have at some point. So if you dedicate the first 10% of your income, you'll be surprised. The gates of heaven will open and you'll have a lot more. All right. And another thing that you guys probably heard a lot about that's probably a beat down dead horse, but budgeting. Budgeting is really important, guys, because really budgeting gives you control over what you bring in home every month. So budgeting would allow you to know your monthly income, paycheck, and anything that you may get additional, like a bonus check, family giving you gifts, things like that. You may not add those to your budgeting, but you need to have to know your numbers. You got to know how much you can spend weekly and monthly. You got to know your essential expense. For example, your electricity, your rent or mortgage, your cell phone, your gas that you use to go to work every day. And also you have to know your optional expenses as well. Like, for example, your Netflix, your Hulu, and those kind of subscriptions, and your cable bills. So you have to have a clear money picture. Now, one of my favorite quote is, whatever gets measured gets done. So if you do not budget, then you don't have control over your money. So if you actually create a budget and you stick to that budget as close as you can, remember, we're humans. So there will be times where we may not be able to stick to that budget. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. As long as you have a budget that you can stick to, and if you fall here and there or whatnot, you can steer back. But if you don't, then you have no control over that. So we just want to make sure that we have a clear money picture as far as how much we're bringing in monthly, what's going out, and what's coming in. All right. And the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is a garage sale. Nowadays, a garage sale does not have to be in front of your house, especially with COVID. We don't want to do that. Now we have a lot of options as far as things that we could use. For example, we have OfferUp, we have Let Go, we have Facebook Marketplace. So these are places that you can find old stuff in your house. Like, for example, that maybe those old designer shoes that you haven't worn for a long time, and they become too tight for you. You can list those. You can sell them. And if you sell them, my favorite quote that I thought about when I was getting to that topic is, one man's trash is another man's treasure. So those designer things that you have that you may not be using anymore, that may be too tight, too small, you can sell them, you can list them, you do a little touch up, clean up on them a little bit, and trust me, you'll find somebody willing to pay you money for them. All right. And the next thing I want to bring to you guys is cut the fees. Now, listen, you and I can agree that there are tons of free videos online right now. There are tons of free stuff that you can get access to. And if it's easy to cut the fees right now, be mindful of what you are paying fees and fines for. For example, your credit cards. Know when your statement is due. Reason being, because if you know when your statement is due, then you can avoid paying interest rates every month. Now, a lot of us don't know when the interest rate kicks in. So I'm gonna give you a quick free credit education. Is that your interest rate is always going to be issued when your statement closes. So if you don't know when your statement closed on your credit card, you can call your credit card company, your customer service people. They will always be happy to go over that with you and give you a little bit of when to make sure you pay in order to avoid those fees. And another thing to be mindful of is review your subscriptions. Netflix, Hulu, cable, and more. Keep in mind of those things. When was the last time you did not use your Netflix account? And when was the last time you opened your Hulu? Now, if you have cable, you have Hulu, you have Netflix, you have Disney Plus, you have ESPN, you have all these things. Cases are you may not be using one of them as much as you thought you would. So I think you could possibly cancel those. Now, if you don't know what you're paying fees for, it's important to go back to your monthly statements on your credit card, your checking account. Those will give you access to be able to kind of see where your money is going every month, because it's very important to keep track of that. All right. And get some cashback credit cards, and don't take it out until it reaches a certain desired amount. Now, with rewards cards, they basically paying you back for using their money. Now, that's only going to work for you if you actually know how to use it responsibly. So here's an example, right? For me, I use my card every month. I would max it out, but guess what? Before the statement close, I pay off the whole amount. Now, the magic number is to keep 2% on there, so that way it shows that you're utilizing your card, because credit cards don't want you to have a card and it doesn't show any activities. And the only way activities are showing is that when your statement is closed, you show some of these activities on there. Now, the magic number is to never exceed 30% on your utilization ratio. And if you have any more questions, you can always reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help with that and get you a more understanding as far as how that works and things like that. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is going to be monetize your hobby, right? So there's a lot of websites where you can sell your original creations. For example, Etsy, Fiverr, Instagram, and many more. Now, the sky's the limit when using your skills to earn money because, first of all, you're doing something that you enjoy. Even though they wouldn't pay you for it, you'll do it anyway. So make money doing it. You may find somebody that's going to enjoy what you like to do and be willing to pay you money for it. And those are going to be the best hobbies to have because then you know how to monetize it. And then one thing to keep in mind when you're doing that is also think outside of the box and brainstorm with friends that can help you stretch your imagination. Now, I don't know your environment, but I'm sure some of you guys would have some friends that will be able to brainstorm with you and help you discover some of the things that you're good at. Sometimes it may be hard for you to kind of sit down and figure out the things that you're good at. But if you have a friend or a family member that's known you and they know what you're good at, they'll be easy to talk to and help you figure what you're good at out. And then you can start monetizing that. Next thing we're going to talk about today is side hustle. Now, that is one of my favorite topics. All right. Side hustle is one of my favorite topics for many reasons because I've been around the side hustle industry and there's a lot of things within that industry that people may not be aware that they can do to bring extra income. Now, remember, you go to your job Monday through Friday or whatever the schedule looks like, 8 hours a week, and we have about 18 hours in a day that we could actually do things because I know we have to sleep and those kind of things. So be mindful that a side hustle is something that you do part-time and eventually it will bring you enough income that will replace your job income in order to maybe transition full-time. Now, if you like a lot of career professionals that actually love what you do, you may never want to transition to your side hustle full-time. So my advice here would be that keep doing what you're doing, keep that second streams of income coming, and you'll be able to have more money in your pockets. And at the end of the day, the average millionaire have about 7 streams of income. How many do you have? Imagine a table, right? You have 2 types of table. You have some tables that only have 1 legs, and for some of you guys, that's your main job. And you have those other tables that have 4 legs. Now, what happens with the table that only have 1 leg and the one that have 4? If 1 leg is cut, the one with only 1 leg, that's crippled. And a lot of us already know that if we have any emergency and we step away from our job, 60% of that income is not going to be enough to sustain our family, especially because right now we're living paycheck to paycheck and what you're making is currently not enough. So you can agree that you need something else, correct? And I know you may, you're not able to interact with me, but I'm sure you can post your comments and I'll be able to read them back later and then check them out. But really, you can agree that if you only have 1 streams of income, anything that happens, 60% is not going to be enough. Because right now, you barely able to make it through the week, through the month, just because it's month to month. You're doing paycheck to paychecks, repeat, paycheck to paycheck, repeat. So a side hustle is a good way to actually supplement that income and then be able to add to it. So let me dive into that a little bit more so you can kind of have an idea. All right. And if you guys have questions about side hustle, reach out to me. I'd be happy to kind of have a conversation with you to see that if some of the things that I know will make sense for you, and then I can share with you. Okay. Now, I'm not here to sell you anything. Keep your wallet, keep your credit cards, wherever it is. But I just want to make sure that I'm helping you guys finding ways to bring more money into your household. Now, I've been lucky enough to actually walk away from my job and focus on my passion full time. And right now I can tell you guys, those are the best days for me. And I'm excited to where the future is going. Okay. So really, when it comes to side hustle, My advice would be that find a product or company that you'll enjoy their products or services that have affiliate business opportunity. So basically, a side hustle is usually comes in form of affiliation, network marketing, or people-to-people business or B2B businesses. So those are some of the things that you'll find into that industry. And nowadays, you have people that's currently doing Uber, and if you're currently a homeowner, you could possibly do Airbnb, rent part of your house, and let's see, Postmates and Uber Eats. Those are some of the side hustles opportunities that are out there. And find a company that's solving a problem for you that you can share with other people. Now, what I mean by that. So look into your current life right now, see what are some of the problems that you currently have, and see what companies out there that could potentially help you solve that problem. For example, there's over 25 millions of Americans with bad credits. Now, I do happen to know a company that's helping people fix their credit and also help them earn some money while doing that. Now, you see, that's a good thing because not only the company is helping you fix your credit, but it's also giving you the opportunity to earn some money. And I know a lot of people that's making a lot of money doing that, and they don't even have credit problems. But because they saw the opportunity and they jumped on it, and now it's a full-time job. And guess what? They having fun doing it. And also think about the things that you like to help you on that as well, because you got to enjoy what you're doing. And sometimes I have to take that back a little bit because really you may not enjoy the process, but the fruit that it's going to bring you, you will enjoy that. So one of the things that you always have to figure out is why you got yourself into something. You always, if you can answer the question why, when things get tough, that why will pull you. So it is very important that you know why you get into it. Now, if you're currently living paycheck to paycheck, one of your why may be, I want to supplement my income. I want to not having to worry about if I lose my job next month, I could actually go 2-3 weeks without having to worry about finding another job. So those are some of the things that you can do in order to bring more money to your current situation, and then also keeping more of what you're already making. All right. And the next thing is, guys, you got to maintain a high credit score. Now, I cannot stress that enough. Now, a high credit score have all of its perks, okay? Now, with a high credit score, you are able to get low interest rates. You are able to get high limit credit cards with reward options. And then you get access to lines of credit. And then you also have the opportunity to invest in real estate with no money. Now, here's what I mean by that. All right. Bad credit costs average Americans about $1 million in fees over their lifetime. That is real numbers, guys. And you may not be a millionaire through your lifetime, but having bad credit will cost you over $1 million just in fees alone. So being able to maintain a high credit score, that's going to help you. It's going to allow you to have access to capitals that you may not have right now. So despite having to being tight on money, but if you have access to a high credit score, it may give you opportunity to open maybe a 0 APR credit card with 6 or 12 months. And you may get a credit line of maybe $10,000. And if you had a loan that you were paying high interest on, or maybe, you could transfer that balance to that card. And most of the times they give you 0 APR for balance transfers as well. So if you're looking for a credit card, you have to know what are you shopping for. Don't just go out there and apply for credit cards and not knowing whether or not you're gonna be able to get that card, because that's an inquiry. An inquiry stays on your credit for about 25 months. So be mindful of that. And also, if you want to know where some of those credit companies, the credit cards or the loans, if you want to know where they pulling their report from, you can go ahead and grab my secret lenders list. It's at www.creditforpurpose.com, and that will gives you access to be able to have some of the insider information. Now, that secret lenders list is free. It is something that I put together for you guys based on the industry. I've been able to look into multiple companies and research, and I've had one of the credit guys I know. He's helped over thousands of people get access to high credit limits. So I've been able to partner with him and being able to get access to that resource, and I'm making it free for you guys. And it takes me a while to put it together, so go ahead and grab that. It's www.creditforpurpose.com, and you'll be able to get that free secret lenders list. Now, the next thing that I'm going to bring to you guys is going to be credit cards. Now, you might have heard that credit cards are bad, credit cards are bad, credit cards are no good, cut them, cut them, cut them. Now, here's my advice, guys. Do not cut your credit card. Credit cards are not bad. It is people with credit cards that does not know how to use them that are bad. Credit cards are resources. Now, having access to more resources, giving you more options. Now, just because you're not using a credit card, don't cut it and throw it away and close that account. You never know when something might happen. And then also, it's going to affect you in a negative way as well. Because you see, whenever you close that credit card, if it had a high limit, it's going to affect not only your utilization ratio, but it's also going to affect your credit age. So let's say it was the oldest credit card that you've had and you recently opened a new one. Guess what? Your credit age is automatically going to be affected by closing that account. So those are things that you have to be mindful of. Now, credit cards are resources, guys. The credit cards are not bad. They're not human. They don't have emotions. They can't act. It is the person that hold on to that card, that use it irresponsibly, then that comes in and give you those bad advices that credit cards are bad. Now, here's my word of advice to you. Keep your credit cards. They are leverage. You could use your credit cards in a bad situation where, for example, through this crisis right now, some people had gotten laid off and they weren't expecting it. And their income could only stretch for so long. So having access to a credit line, a credit card that they can charge certain things on, gives them more time to be able to find a job and figure out how they're going to attack the next phase. Because at the end of the day, the credit cards gives you 30 days to pay off. Now, the best thing is you don't always have to pay the whole amount off. You could just pay the minimum if you're in a tight spot. But if you're not in a tight spot and you're just leveraging credit card for the benefits of a credit card, then you can pay off as much as you can on there. But I would always advise to keep your credit utilization ratio under 30%, because once you're able to do that, that shows maturity. It shows that you are using your card responsibly. Now, those are things that you'd be mindful of. And when it comes to the credit cards, get yourself in a position where you can get reward credit cards, because having just a credit card and that is not giving you anything in return is not worth having. So it's always important to find rewards credit cards, because those are the best. And then also get cashback cards. There's a lot of cashback cards out there. Don't just apply for any credit cards. Cashback cards allow you to utilize the card for all the things that you currently use and then get cash back at the end of the month. So those are great cards to have to bring more money into your pocket. And then one of the things that you can do to bring more money is to transfer your current utilities, the things that you're currently paying on a credit card that's actually giving you cash back, because then at the end of the day, you get rewarded for paying your bills. So I think that's a really good deal. All right. So definitely advise you to do that. It's definitely going to pay off at the end of the day. And the next thing is Emergency funds. Now, this is something that we've probably heard a lot about, emergency funds. Now, guys, listen, tough times are always going to happen. But you know what's the best thing to do when tough times are happen? When you in a good spot, you protect yourself for tough situations. Now, emergency funds allow you to be able to not having to worry if you can't go to work for a couple months, and being able to you know, if your spouse, for example, if you're married, lost his or her job, then you know you guys already have created a cushion. Now, one of the old saying is dig your well before you thirsty. Now, emergency fund is not always easy to build, but it is worth having. All right. Now, with an emergency fund, you know, you have to create about 6 month cushion that if you lose your job, you can go without needing another job for that time frame. Now, the strategy is good for a rainy day, emergency only fund, not vacation. So keep that in mind. Your emergency fund is not your going to the club fund. So you have to make sure that you discipline yourself enough to use that fund only for emergency. And then also use your company profit sharing options like stock buy or at a discount if available. Now, basically, some companies out there, Fortune 500, if you're lucky enough to be working for one of them, they usually have a stock buy option. Now, basically, what that allows you to do is being able to buy the company shares at a lower price than the public. Now, keep in mind, you've already got a discount on the price, on the stock price. So whenever you're selling at that point, the chances are, unless your company is horrible, you're going to make a profit. Because at the end of the day, whether it was 15, 20%, once you selling at retail, you're going to make a profit. So those are strategies that you can use to create your emergency fund because it helps your money grow faster. And, you know, and it gives you more leverage, you know. And another thing to do is, guys, the final steps to bring more money in your pocket is eat more at home. Now, this is one of my favorite, all right? The reason it is because I sat one day, and when I was in real estate in Miami, I would eat out all the time. Now, that, mind you, I wake up in the morning, I go out buy the breakfast, and then I buy snacks here and there, and then I go out for lunch, and then I go out for dinner, and I get home at 10 o'clock. Now, one day I had some free times on my hand. I just wanted to kind of see how much money I was spending on food. Now, when I went through my statements for that month, I go back and I count everything I spent on all the little things here and there, that the $5, the $2, the $3, the $4 coffee that I used to get at Starbucks every day. And when I put that together, I realized in a month, I was eating $800 out. Now, mind you, I was never paying attention to that. And once I realized, I'm like, wow, something had to change. I mean, I'm only one person. I'm eating for $800 out. Imagine how much of that money I could save if I would just use some of the time at home, maybe on the weekend, to just make a couple meals throughout the week and then go home, make dinner and things like that. Now, this may seem small, that $4 that you're spending at Starbucks every day, it adds up. 4 times 5 every morning is $20 a week. When you do the math, it adds up quickly. So be mindful of those snacks that you buying, the free specials that you see, the things that get you into the snacks. Now, if you like to snack, get yourself some snack bars. Those usually have 24s in there, and they are less expensive than buying a snacks here and there. I promise you, you will be saving a lot of money. Now, eating more at home gives you the opportunity to eat better, and it gives you the opportunity to know what you're eating. So you're not only keeping more money in your pocket, but you're actually taking better care of yourself. So it's definitely worth to do that. And then also, if you have kids or other family members, I mean, you guys can do meal prep. Those are some of the things that great for a relationship because it creates bonding. Now, I'm not a relationship expert or giving any relationship advice, but I do know that if you spend more times with your partner doing the things that you guys enjoy, then it actually creates more fruits in the relationships, and you guys get to be able to bond better. So this was some of the things I really wanted to share with you guys about money, because I know money is something that we have to deal with every day. It's all around us. It's all surrounds us. This is some of the reason most of us wake up in the morning to go to our job, giving some times in just to get some money. So I really wanted to add some values, and I wanted to see how I can help. And if any of you guys find anything that was useful or anything that you can implement, now the goal for me is not to give you a bunch of information. I want to give you practical stuff that you can use. I want to see that you guys come back to me and say, hey, Steve, you know what? One of the things that you did struck the chord in me. It made me take a second look into how I was spending my money, or maybe how I was taking care of my money. And, because of that, I was able to do this. I was able to accomplish this. So listen, guys, I'm always available. If you have any questions, whether it's about credit, whether it's about anything I can do to help, go ahead and let me know. I'd be happy to connect with you guys, adding more value. Feel free to leave a comment and share with your friends. Anyone that you know that may benefit from what I'm sharing, please share it. Let the message be out there, because you never know. You may be helping somebody else out there. It may not be for you, but it might be for a friend, a family member. So go ahead and share the live, and the video is always going to be available after. So you always be able to go back and see if there's anything that you wanted to refresh on, or any things that I say that you wanted more clarity on. Connect with me on Facebook, Instagram. I'd be happy to help any way that I can. And I really want to say, guys, I love you all. And I cannot wait to see where this journey will take us. And my goal is, at the end of the year, one of you will reach out to me and tell me, you know what, Steve, something you've said has helped me. And from that moment, I'll say it was a job well done. So peace out, guys. Have a wonderful night, and making it happen. Look for ways that you can keep more money in your pocket, whether it's something that you have in the house or whatever you can do. Go ahead and do it, and you will be happy with the results. And do something small, something that you can repeat over and over again, because eventually you will start building the habits behind it, and it will become second nature to you. So peace out, guys. Have a wonderful night, and I look forward to see you soon on the next editions of Money Monday. And I cannot wait to see you guys. All right, all right. Have a wonderful night, everybody.